Welcome to Bluffton, Ohio, a small college town in the northwest corner of the Buckeye State that, while it is very small in size, it has a lot more in meaning, however. You see, before there was John J. Gaming, the YouTube channel, there was a student athlete from Bluffton University that's behind this YouTube channel. You see, for 4 years, Bluffton was a place that I called home. And while I was at my new home for 4 years, I played multiple sports, including track and cross country. There's only one problem. The school is facing severe financial issues thanks to a decreasing enrollment over the years and a smaller number of donations. So, in a desperate attempt to bring more money into the university, the athletic department pulled a St. Thomas and applied to join the FBS level, the highest level of college football, and actually got accepted thanks to the MAC conference not only taking Bluffton University in, but also its hated rival in Defiance College. So even though the football team is not remotely ready to compete yet at the highest level of college football, new head coach Zaire Hill, coming from St. Thomas's coaching staff, is left with only two options: either thrive at this highest level of college football once again, or get fired and risk Bluffton University losing not only its football program, but also the entire university will have to shut its doors down if the football program can't establish themselves at the FBS level. Welcome to the NCAA 14 Dynasty for the Bluffton University Beavers, and welcome to this epic journey where we'll try to take a group of walk-ons to get the highest prize in all of college football. Let's go ahead now and meet the starters for this walk-on team here in Season 1. Starting off, we have custom recruit Chris McLean starting at running back. He's the type of guy that will try to run over a defender or two, but don't get it twisted, he's very slow. Then at wide receiver, we have random player Josh Gates. He has some speed and can get away from a defender or two, but trust me, he's going to have a hard time catching. Wouldn't be shocked if he had 10 plus drops. The person responsible getting the ball to those guys will be custom recruit Jack Rockford, who won the job out of spring camp, and if you look really closely, this is Kyle Murray if you got him at a Dollar General. Another person on this offense to watch out for is tight end Kurt White, who isn't known for his catching abilities, but could be a decent enforcer to help the offensive line out in terms of establishing the run. On the other side of the field, we have DJ Logana, a custom recruit who is the opposite of Josh Gates. He'll be able to make a fair number of catches, but isn't the fastest guy. Think of your Walmart brand Larry Fitzgerald here. The most important part of every offense is the offensive line, and unfortunately, it could be one of our weaker units. To start off the season, we have left guard Tyler Wilson, left tackle Doug Slater, center Roberto Ramirez, who is a custom recruit here in the Bluffton Beavers Dynasty. Right guard is Eric Moore, and then the right tackle for the squad is going to be Doug Anderson. Look for Coach Hill to look for offensive linemen as soon as possible to try and improve this offensive line, trying to move forward from Season 1 here in the Bluffton Beavers NCAA 14 Dynasty. Moving on over to the defensive side of the ball, we start with Andy Latimer, who should help us with stopping the run a little bit. Don't ask him to go into coverage though. Mixing things up, we have Lamont Fields in the secondary starting for us to begin the season. You know, decent cover skill guy, but the thing with him, he's very aggressive with the ball. He'll go for interceptions versus deflection. Could be a lot of touchdowns allowed. Keeping it in the secondary, we have one of the best guys on our football team. We have Barrett Baker, who likes to play as an eighth man. Can do a little bit of everything. Let's hope he matures quickly. Speaking of impact guys, we also have Will Goings, who is one of the few upperclassmen, technically speaking, being a sophomore, showing the guys on the team how to play college football the right way, hopefully. Another corner that will be starting since we're in the 4-2-5 scheme is this guy right here, who has some good ball skills actually. Hopefully he develops well. Speaking of guys that are good at something, we also have Terry Riley, who should be able to get to the pass rusher quite a bit, but can do a little in the run game too. Moving on to just one of two starting linebackers in the 4-2-5 scheme, we have Matt Smith, who should do a decent job of covering in the passing game. The polar opposite though of that other linebacker is Sean McGee, who's more used to stopping the run, but can't do the pass if his life depended on it. But he won't be alone in that regard. Scott Curry, despite being a free safety, doesn't really care about pass coverage. He just likes to hit everybody as hard as humanly possible. Bringing a little bit more balance, we have Kevin Hall, who not only is physically impressive at 6'5", 250, but is also named the defensive captain. He's going to have to grow and mature quickly if we're going to have a prayer. And for the last defensive star I want to talk about, we have Nate McDonald, who also likes to hit as hard as humanly possible, but that also could mean a lot of deep balls in the process. Now the other two starters that I want to talk about is our kicker and punter. Our punter here is Joe Lemon, who isn't very powerful or very accurate. And then technically the best player on our team is John Wilkerson. He is going to be the highest rated guy on this football team here in Season 1, but only is a 61 overall. And I couldn't get a touchback with him, so expect some long kick returns. Hopefully we don't allow any touchdowns though. So now that we did have a chance to meet the starters, let's go head towards the recruiting board, as I want to show you guys the recruiting restrictions that Bluffton University will be dealing with. At least for the start of this dynasty, things will always change if we get better. But for right now, we are a one-star program that we are starting with, and what we're going to do is we're only going to be able to recruit, one-star prospects unless it's a pipeline state and they're interested in us back. Then we can go after two-star guys as well, which sounds pretty good, right? It's definitely better than what we had for the start of the St. Thomas Dynasty. But here's also another catch, actually two catches. First, we can't go after any JUCO prospects. We can only go after, high school seniors that are going to be true freshmen going into college. That'll be for the entire dynasty until we get into a 5-star program, and then all restrictions will be removed. Also, we can only recruit out of the state of Ohio right now, but we can get more states. Every time we win by double digits, so 10 points or more, we can recruit from an additional state. So let's say in this first game we win by 10 points or more, we can add either like a Florida or a California onto our, recruiting path. But for right now, we will only be stuck with the state of Ohio. So with those recruiting restrictions that we do have in mind, these are the 20 people that I am deciding to go after. Definitely, not the most exciting prospects on the face of the earth, although I do like what Josh Britt has to offer. He's only 20% scouted, but he already went up 4 overall points, so that's really promising to see. If he stays in that 60 overall range, that would be great, because we definitely need to get some new offensive linemen in here as soon as possible. On the other side of the coin, DeMario O'Neal, doesn't look that good. Only a 43 overall. I don't know if he'll even make the squad. At the end of the day, the biggest thing that we'll need is, Aaron Ray looks promising. Would love to be able to bring him onto the squad. Is we just need bodies. We only have 48 people on the roster, so we need everyone to dress. So even though, guys really need to develop, I can't really afford to redshirt anybody right now, because we just don't have the bodies to do that, dressing only 48 players for all of these games. This is also the schedule that we'll be rocking with to start week 1. Very first game, we're going to get our feet a little wet here. We're going to play up against an FCS team at home, so hopefully we can be competitive. Would love to win that game, to at least get off the right foot, because it does get harder after that. We do play North Carolina, who's ranked number 19, and then go on the road to play Houston. So those are games that are definitely going to be a challenge for us. Don't be surprised if that turns into a doubleheader. And then after that, we do go into conference play. We are in the MAC, as I mentioned earlier, starting with the Michigan teams from Eastern and Western Michigan. Been playing, Ball State, Central Michigan, Miami, Ohio, Buffalo. Defiance College is also up in here with us, and they are in a similar situation that we are, coming from D3 going up to the MAC conference. So this might be our best chance to win right here, because they're going to be the only team with a similar overall than we do. So looking at the schedule, man, I'm if we can win more than one game, I'll be pretty happy, especially if that means that I don't get fired in the process, because let's face it, if you only win like one game, you know, you're gonna get fired regardless if it's your first year or not. I also wanted to take a look real quick at the conference outlook for the MAC East, because that's the division that we are going to join. You know, a lot of 1- and 2-star programs, so we might be able to find some footing within a year or two, you know. But we do play Defiance College, you know, and they are similar overall than us. They are 21 overall with 23 offense, 25 defense. You know, we are on the same boat. We only have a 21 overall offense and a 25 overall defense to go up and work with over the course of this season. We're going to certainly in for a long haul, but hey, I'm here for a good time, and for this series I'm going to be here for a long time as well. I'm excited to build this alma mater up. So next episode, what we're going to do is play up against FCS Southeast, home of the Pirates. You know, look at that, the Herd Street preview of just yawn, a pair of stellar dwellers to go out to open 2017. You know, it may be a yawner for other people around the NCAA, but for us, this is a huge game for us as we take the field for the very first time. That'll be for episode 2. So if you're excited for that, if you're excited for this brand new series in NCAA 14, coming back to my alma mater, at least in a video game sense, and rebuilding them from a bottom dweller that they are being called right now to an eventual national champion. If you're excited about this journey, do me a favor, please smash that like button and hit subscribe if you do happen to be brand new to the channel. In the meantime, I hope you guys are all having a wonderful day. Take care, everybody.